The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, in his timeless manual for living, commences with a profound truth that echoes through the ages. In this grand tapestry of life, there exist threads that we can grasp and weave, and others that forever elude our reach. Our opinions, preferences, desires, and aversions, these are the strands that we command, the brushstrokes with which we paint our actions upon the canvas of existence. Yet the physical form we inhabit, the wealth we accumulate or yearn for, the reputation we cultivate, and the authorities we bow to or rebel against, these remain stubbornly beyond the boundaries of our dominion. To navigate the tempestuous seas of life with grace and equanimity, to find solace amidst the maelstrom of the soul's afflictions, one must first internalize this fundamental dichotomy. Our sacred duty is to pour our energy into that which falls within the realm of our control, to nurture and cultivate these seeds of agency while relinquishing our grip on the illusory notions of power over the uncontrollable. Among the most formidable challenges a human being can encounter is the relentless onslaught of others' opinions and judgments. Like an unforgiving tide, these external forces crash against the shores of our psyche, threatening to erode our sense of self and buffet us with their unrelenting currents. To truly inoculate oneself against this assault, to stand firm amidst the tempest, one must recognize that the opinions, insults, and personal attacks hurled by others are not within the sphere of our command. Epictetus's Manual for Life illuminates the path to grace under such fire. Its teachings serve as a beacon, guiding us towards a mental fortitude that allows us to minimize or even transcend the suffering born of others' judgments. Through 7 timeless principles, distilled from the essence of Epictetus's wisdom, we shall learn to cast off the shackles of external validation and embrace the serenity that comes with true self-mastery. Principle 1. Navigating the turbulent waters of insults and offenses. Epictetus imparts a powerful truth. Those who seek to insult or offend us do not truly hold the power to inflict harm. Rather, it is our own judgment that imbues their actions with the capacity to wound. When confronted by provocation, we must remind ourselves that it is our own opinion that stirs the tempest within. By resisting the siren call of appearances and cultivating a spirit of equanimity, we can weather these storms with greater ease. The key to unlocking the chains of others' opinions lies in recognizing that insults and offenses are not inherently injurious. The emotional distress that accompanies such barbs is in truth a product of our own interpretation. When faced with attempts to diminish or disrespect us, we must remember that these words hold power only if we grant them dominion over our hearts and minds. True greatness is measured not by the absence of adversity, but by the grace with which one endures it. In moments of feeling insulted or offended, we must ask ourselves, do we wish to emerge victorious or vanquished? Will we surrender to that which lies beyond our control, or will we rise above the fray? Just as the Stoics counseled against waging war with desires, recognizing that they can never be fully extinguished, so too must we approach the opinions of others. The path to liberation lies not in vanquishing these external forces, but in altering our relationship to them, in choosing to stand firm amidst the tempest, rather than being swept away by its fury. By cultivating an unshakable spirit in the face of insults, we open ourselves to a profound sense of satisfaction and inner strength. Each storm weathered becomes a testament to our resilience, a badge of honor that fortifies us against future trials. Though the journey is arduous and the temptation to succumb to negativity ever present, know that you are not alone in this struggle. It is a path well trodden by those who have come before, and one that promises great rewards for those who persevere. Principle 2. Forging an unwavering purpose. In the pursuit of a life untethered from the opinions of others, one must gird oneself for the inevitable challenges that await. Those who seek to walk the path of philosophy, to unravel the mysteries of the self and the world, must be prepared from the outset to face ridicule and mockery from a society that often misunderstands the noble pursuit of wisdom. Steel yourself against the chorus of voices that will seek to diminish your efforts, that will question the sudden emergence of your philosophical inclinations or attribute your newfound perspective to arrogance. Remain steadfast in your commitment to this higher calling, refusing to adopt an air of superiority and instead focusing your energies on those endeavors that truly nourish your soul. Take heart in the knowledge that by remaining true to your purpose, those who once mocked you will eventually come to admire your dedication and resilience. However, if you allow yourself to be swayed by the winds of external opinion, you risk falling victim to a double mockery. Not only from those who initially doubted you, but also from your own sense of betrayal to your highest aspirations. This principle, though rooted in the pursuit of philosophical understanding, extends far beyond the realm of the contemplative life. It is a clarion call to all who dare to follow their true path, to nurture their innate talents and passions, even in the face of dissenting voices. Epictetus reminds us that by allowing our purpose to be shaped by the fear of others' opinions, we do not fail because of our own limitations, but because we have surrendered to the tyranny of external judgment. In the tapestry of your life, let the threads of your purpose be woven by your own hand, guided by the wisdom of your heart and the strength of your convictions. For it is only in the relentless pursuit of that which truly matters that we can hope to find the serenity and fulfillment that is our birthright. In the grand tapestry of life, we must not view a deviation from our true essence as a failure, but rather as a temporary detour on the path to self-discovery. When faced with the temptation to abandon our convictions in order to avoid social conflicts or the judgment of others, we must summon the courage to persist, even in the face of mockery or questioning. By forging ahead, unwavering in our commitment to our authentic selves, we align ourselves with the very nature of our being, and in doing so, we find the strength to weather any storm. As you navigate the complexities of life's decisions, I implore you to pause and reflect upon your priorities, to delve deep into the underlying motivations that drive your choices. By engaging in this introspective exercise, you draw ever closer to living a life that resonates with your core principles and values, a life of integrity and purpose. Principle 3, transcending the shadows of bad reputation. Epictetus, in his infinite wisdom, counsels us to release the burden of worry when others speak ill of us. Do not allow the specter of dishonor or undervaluation to haunt your every step. For if the absence of external validation held the power to render us unhappy, then our emotional well-being would forever remain at the mercy of others. Yet the truth is that you are the master of your own domain, the sovereign ruler of the realms under your control, those areas of life that bend to the will of your decisions. In our modern age, where the siren call of social media beckons us to seek validation in the ephemeral embrace of likes and shares, this principle takes on a heightened significance. How often have you found yourself engaging in activities that run counter to your true desires, simply to garner the approval of others, to bask in the fleeting glow of virtual popularity? The pursuit of social validation in these digital realms can be a poison that slowly erodes the very foundation of our mental well-being. We must ask ourselves, is it worth compromising our authentic selves for a mere morsel of satisfaction? Is it wise to entrust our emotional equilibrium to the whims of others? My answer, resounding and unequivocal, is no. I urge you to reflect upon those moments when you have been caught in the act of something embarrassing, yet not malicious. Why should the laughter or exclusion of others hold sway over your happiness? Do you truly believe that your contentment is inextricably linked to the fickle tides of popularity? To live in thrall to such notions is to invite constant conflict, to surrender your emotional autonomy to the capricious winds of external opinion. Instead, embrace the fundamental tenets of Stoicism, concerning yourself only with that which falls within the sphere of your control, and cultivating an unshakable equanimity in the face of that which does not. When confronted with insults, remember that no one can truly harm you unless you grant them the power to do so. If someone speaks ill of you or seeks to cause you injury, recognize that they are acting in accordance with their own beliefs, their own perception of what is right. Not everyone will adhere to your personal code of conduct, but their actions are a reflection of their own worldview, not an indictment of your worth. Therefore, meet the one who insults you with patience and understanding, silently repeating to yourself, this is their opinion, their perception. By doing so, you rob their words of their sting, and you maintain your inner peace, your emotional equilibrium. Principle 4, cultivating the art of high self-control. Epictetus teaches us that to transmute an insult into an offense, we must tend to our minds with the same diligence and care that we lavish upon our bodies. Just as you would never allow a stranger to enter your home each day, cognizant of the threat they might pose, so too must you guard the sanctity of your mind. When we receive an insult and interpret it as an offense, we effectively grant that person access to our thoughts, allowing them to take up residence in our consciousness for days on end. We willingly invite strangers into the inner sanctum of our minds, even as we would never dream of welcoming them into our physical dwellings. To achieve a state of being in which we can rise above the negative emotions triggered by an insult, we must cultivate discipline and self-control. This principle extends to all facets of life, including our interactions with family members. When anger rears its head, exercise mastery over that emotion, for in doing so, you will prevent needless suffering and foster a greater sense of inner peace. Believe me when I say that this practice will catalyze a profound transformation in your life. Self-control is a precious skill, a key that unlocks the door to calm and serenity, regardless of the circumstances that swirl around us. By honing this ability, we can avoid impulsive and harmful reactions, paving the way for a more balanced and fulfilling existence. Always remember to nurture your mind with the same tenderness and attention that you bestow upon your physical form. Through the steadfast practice of discipline and self-control, you will cultivate a state of inner peace and enduring well-being. Principle 5. Acting in harmony with your best judgment. Epictetus imparts a crucial lesson. We must not shrink from being seen acting in accordance with our principles, even if others may misconstrue our intentions or actions. If we are guided by justice and ethics, why should we fear the misguided judgments of others? This wisdom is particularly relevant in the realm of social media, where we often allow our happiness to hinge upon the validation and popularity bestowed upon us by virtual strangers. This unhealthy dependence compels us to act in ways that please the crowd, rather than following the path that aligns with our true selves. It is essential to remember that by acting in accordance with your best judgment and remaining steadfast in your principles, you are embodying authenticity and integrity. Do not allow the pressures of society to sway you from making choices that resonate with your core values and beliefs. Instead, let your actions be guided by what you know to be right and just, irrespective of the opinions of others. By living with integrity, you become a beacon of inspiration for those around you, and you lay the foundation for your own lasting happiness. Always bear in mind that in the grand scheme of things, it is your own accurate assessment of yourself that carries the greatest weight, far surpassing the misguided perceptions of others. In the grand tapestry of life, our actions serve as the threads that weave the story of our existence. By aligning our deeds with the principles we hold dear, we lay the foundation for a life imbued with meaning and purpose. Each choice we make, each step we take, becomes a brushstroke on the canvas of our journey, painting a picture of authenticity and integrity. Principle 6. Rising above the echoes of bad reputation. Epictetus, in his infinite wisdom, reminds us that we should not allow the specter of ill-spoken words to haunt our every waking moment. When others cast aspersions upon our character or seek to tarnish our reputation, we must remember that they act according to their own understanding of what is right and just. It is an exercise in futility to expect everyone to adhere to our personal code of conduct, for what resonates as truth within our hearts may not find the same echo in the minds of others. If those who judge us do so based on a distorted image, a false impression of our true nature, then it is they who bear the burden of their own misunderstanding. They are the ones who suffer the consequences of their misguided perceptions, not us. In the face of such judgment, we must cultivate a spirit of patience and tolerance, silently repeating to ourselves, "This person acts according to their own understanding, which may differ from mine. Their judgment does not define the essence of who I am, and I will not allow it to disturb the tranquility of my soul." By embracing this perspective, we fortify our emotional resilience and nurture an unshakable sense of self-confidence. We become empowered to forge ahead on our own path, guided by the light of our principles, rather than being swayed by the shifting winds of others' opinions. This principle serves as a poignant reminder that our true worth lies not in the fleeting reflections cast by others, but in the steadfast integrity of our actions and the strength of character we cultivate within ourselves. Principle 7. The invincible fortress of the self. In this seventh and final principle, we delve into the intricate motivations that lurk behind the barbs of insults. Epictetus teaches us that it is a folly to expect everyone to act in accordance with our own moral compass or to share the same worldview that colors our perception of reality. To harbor such expectations is to invite disappointment and disillusionment, for they are as unrealistic as they are naive. When confronted with an insult from another, we must pause and engage in a profound moment of introspection. We alone possess the intimate knowledge of our own thoughts, motivations, and the reasons behind our actions. We are the sole custodians of the truth that resides within us. Therefore, when faced with the stinging words of a stranger, we must ask ourselves, did I act wrongly? If the answer that emerges from the depths of our being is a resounding no, then we must further inquire, can I pierce the veil of their mind and comprehend the underlying motivation behind their insult? The answer, as evident as the sun in the sky, is that we cannot. If we have conducted ourselves with integrity and find ourselves facing the ignorance that fuels an insult, we must take solace in the unassailable truth that we are the foremost experts on our own selves. In the absence of wrongdoing on our part, we must not bear the burden of regret. For as Epictetus wisely stated, so it seemed to them. As we come to the end of this exploration of Epictetus's teachings, I leave you with a final, powerful lesson from the great philosopher himself. How long will you put off thinking yourself worthy of the highest improvements and follow the dictates of reason? You have received the philosophical principles with which you ought to be conversant, and yet you still procrastinate and refuse to put these principles into practice. When will you finally realize that you are no longer a child, but a full-grown adult? If you are careless and lazy now and keep putting things off and always choosing the easy life, as you call it, you'll forget that you are making no progress and you'll live and die as an ordinary person. Epictetus's words serve as a clarion call, urging us to embrace the philosophy of life we have chosen and to embark upon the path of self-discovery without delay. We must not squander precious time waiting for the perfect moment to begin our journey of personal growth. For that moment is now. The opportunity to cultivate wisdom and live a life of purpose is ours for the taking, and we must seize it with both hands. As you reflect upon the insights shared in this discourse, I invite you to share your own thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If you are new to this community, I extend a warm welcome and encourage you to subscribe so that we may walk the path of wisdom together, side by side. Until our paths cross again, may you find the courage to live authentically, the strength to rise above the judgments of others, and the wisdom to know that your true worth lies within. Farewell, my friends, and may your journey be filled with light and truth.